crazy. Like, it's such a weird one because we've talked about this so much over the past few weeks, this high bar that the Premier League have purposely set. Clear and obvious, of course, is the words that they use. But that, Shaq, is such a weird decision.
That was clear and obvious, in my opinion. Listen, now, on the field, maybe you can sympathise with the referee not seeing the hook by Vertonghen, but for VAR to be consulted and that call not overturned is simply beyond me. I really don't know. I would love to hear the official's explanation of why that decision was not overturned, because it's beyond me.
Meanwhile, what is beyond, I think, most people's comprehension at the moment is Spurs.
Yeah. And
it's extraordinary. You take a look at their results of late, just the one win, and these are against very mediocre sides. In the fact their only victory came against Southampton, they just can't get it done. Watford, bottom of the table. As I said, Shaq, this is kind of the perfect remedy you would expect.
Yeah. International
break, regroup, get back together, here we go, hit the ground running. But if you didn't see this game, they were just so poor.
Yeah, and well, the rhetoric is that Spurs have been poor for pretty much all of 2019, and just that Champions League run maybe disguised some of that poor form, particularly towards the back end of last season. But you see this performance, and it's not just about a poor Spurs team in bad form trying to figure things out, but when you have Harry Kane on the park, and he can barely get a sniff. When you're playing with 5 in midfield at home against Watford, yet somehow Watford are able to just waltz through your midfielders as easily as they do. When you have as experienced a back three as Pochettino was able to put out, yet you see how easily they're constantly outnumbered at the back. Vertonghen's error that he got away with. Again, this is not just about what's been happening over the last 8 or 9 months. If you compare what we've seen today to Spurs of a year or two ago, even without getting to a Champions League final, it's hard to understand. And at this point, as big a fan of Pochettino as I am, I'm not sure how you arrest this slide, because there's nothing you see to build on.
That's the thing, isn't it? We've been highly critical of United on the show, rightly so, over the last few weeks. But you look at their starting 11 and you think, wow, that's just not a very good team. But this Spurs side has got a lot of quality in it. Just none of them are putting in the performances that you would expect.
And you feel Dele Alli coming back in maybe gives them a little shot in the arm, just a new face, a different challenge. Son coming off the bench to provide a bit of pace.
It was a bit better. He gave a bit more spark.
Yes, but to your point is when we very critical of United, they don't have those options.
No.
And yet still Spurs have them. Not do you just look at the performances, but the results are simply dreadful. You look at Spurs during the course of this season, and their best results are 2 draws against Arsenal and Manchester City. That's where Spurs are at this point. Now that you come away from a home game with bottom of the table Watford, happy and thankful that you get a point that you didn't deserve.
Well, thank you very much for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming, premium content, and let's not forget as well, ESPN FC 7 days a week. Subscribe to ESPN Plus.